Hello guys. This video is to check our work from the second part of lesson 93, so I hope you have all your materials out. Give yourself a check if you got the answer right. Put an X if you got the answer wrong. If you got it wrong, make sure you understand the procedure we go through in checking our work. If there's something you don't understand, send me an email with your phone number so that I can call you and talk about it and hopefully help you to understand it. Okay. This lesson's work started with number 19. Number 19 was a collect like terms problem. We had negative x plus 2x squared minus 1 plus x minus x squared. So I started with my negative x and positive x. Negative 1x, positive 1x, they cancel. I don't have any more x's. 2x squared minus an x squared, 2 minus 1, leaves me with 1x squared. Then nothing combines with my negative 1, so it just stays what it is. 1x squared minus 1 is what I'm left with. Number 20. They want us to find the missing numbers in this function table. They give us the equation y equals 2x minus 3, and they gave us our x values. So I put 1 in for x. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 3 is 5 for the y. 0, if x is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. If x is negative 2, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, plus 3 is negative 1. So these become our xy pairs, and we can graph them. Okay? So I graphed my pairs, 1, 5, 0, 3, negative 2, negative 1, and then I drew a line connecting all my pairs of numbers. This is the equation of the line of y equals 2x plus 3. Okay, C says, does this show a direct proportion? Are x and y directly proportional? No. It is a straight line, which is one of our tests, but it does not go to or through the origin. We're adding something, so it's not going to go through the origin. Okay? Basically, if it is directly proportional, if x is 0, y would be 0. But in our case, when x is 0, y is 3. So that makes it not directly proportional. Number 21, we had to make our words into an equation. 60 is 3/8 of what number? 60 equals 3/8 of is times what number? So I said, what's happening to what number? It's being multiplied by 3/8. How do I undo that? Divide by 3/8, which means multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 3/8. So I multiplied both sides by 8/3. 3 and 60 reduce. 8 times 20 is 160. My 3/8 and my 8/3 reduced. All I'm left with is what number over here. 160 is the what number. Number 22. 2x minus 5 is greater than negative 1. It says we need to solve this inequality and then graph it. So I said, okay, what's happening to the term with the variable? Well, it's being subtracted by 5. So how do I undo that? Add 5 on both sides. So then I get 2x is greater than 4. Okay? 2x is greater than 4. What's happening to x? It's getting multiplied by 2. How do I undo multiply by 2? Divide by 2 on both sides. So then I'm left with x is greater than 2. This is the solving part. Okay? X is greater than 2. So open circle on 2, arrow to the right. Those are the values greater than 2. Number 23 was our weird triangles hooked up to each other. So they wanted us to find the measure of x, y, and z. So I started with x, because on this triangle, I know that this one is 50 degrees. This angle is 90. 50 and 90 make 140. That means angle x has to be 40 degrees. Well, angle y is a vertical angle to x. Vertical angles are equal. So angle x is also, or angle y is also 40 degrees. Now if I know this one is 40, this one is 90, 40 and 90 make 130, 180 minus 130, angle z has to be 50 degrees. Okay, number 24. They pointed to these, they had these points indicated on a number line. The first one, A, is at 0.42. B was at 0.45. So they said, what is the sum? So I added them to get 87 hundredths. Okay, number 25. 25 said to solve. So this is where we go through our questions. 3x plus 2 is equal to 9. What's the variable? X. What's the term containing the variable? 3x. What's happening to 3x? It's being added by 2. How do I undo? Subtract 2 on both sides. So then I get 3x is equal to 7. Now what's happening to x? It's being multiplied by 3. How do I undo multiply by 3? Divide by 3 on both sides. X is equal to 7 over 3. Number 26. 2/3 w plus 4 is equal to 14. What's the variable? W. What's the term containing the variable? 2/3 w. What's happening to that term? It's being added by 4. How do I undo that? Subtract 4 on both sides. And I end up with 2/3 w is equal to 10. What's happening to w? It's being multiplied by 2/3. How do I undo that? Divide by 2/3, which means multiply by the reciprocal. So I need to multiply both sides by 3 over 2. When I do it over here, these all cancel. I'm left with a w. Over here, 10 over 1 times 3 over 2. This reduces. I get 5 times 3 is equal to 15. Number 27. 0.2y minus 1 equals 7. What's happening to the term with the variable? It's being subtracted by 1. How do I undo that? Add 1 on both sides. I get 0.2y is equal to 8. What's happening to y? It's being multiplied by 0.2. How do I undo that? Divide by 0.2 on both sides. 8 divided by 0.2 is 40. Number 28. Negative 2/3 m is equal to 6. Okay. What's happening to m? It's being multiplied by negative 2/3. How do I undo multiply by negative 2/3? Divide by negative 2/3, which means multiply by the reciprocal. So I need to multiply both sides by negative 3 over 2. Negative 3 over 2 times negative 2 over 3 leaves us with 1, which is what I want, 1m. Okay? 6 over 1 times negative 3 over 2. This reduces. 3 times a negative 3 gives me negative 9. Number 29 is an order of operations problem. Okay? 3 times 2 cubed plus radical 16 minus 4 to the 0 minus 8 times 2 to the negative 3. Okay, so let's take care of our parentheses first. So inside of these parentheses, I have 2 cubed plus radical 16. 2 cubed is 8 plus radical 16 is 4. Those end up being 12 together, okay? And then I took care of other exponents, okay? 4 to the 0. Anything to the 0 is 1. So I put minus 1 minus 8 times 2 to the negative 3. Remember, when we have a number to a negative exponent, it pushes our base to the bottom of a fraction with 1 on top, and then our exponent is positive. Okay? So 2 to the negative 3 becomes 1 over 2 to the 3. 8 times 1 over 2 to the 3. 2 to the 3 is 1 over 8. Okay? So now I've added what's in parentheses. I get 3 times 12 minus 1 minus 8 times 1 over 8. 8 over, could be over 1, times 1 over 8 leaves me with 1. 3 times 12 is 36, minus 1, minus 1. Final answer is 34. Okay. Negative 9 times positive 6 times negative 5 gives me 270. Negative times negative is positive on top. Negative 4 minus a negative 1. Instead of subtracting here, we're going to add the opposite. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. 270 to divide by negative 3 gives me a negative 90. Positive divided by negative is negative. Last one. Negative 3 times 4 plus 2 times 3 minus 1. Do our multiplication first. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Plus 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1. Now we're going to add and subtract from left to right. Negative 12 plus 6 is negative 6, minus 1. We could think about this as negative 6 plus, the opposite of negative 1 is, or plus The opposite of 1 is -1. -6 and a -1 make -7. Okay, hope you did okay. Let me know if you need me to call you to go over anything else. If there's something you did not understand, you just got to let me know. Okay, guys, have a great day. See you next time.